What is up? We are working on a 1973 240Z doing an R200 differential swap from a 280ZX, and we're using the Techno toy tuning Mustache bar. So we're going to go through install, tips and tricks, and how to get that sorted. In order to get the studs out of the R200, because you'll need to use bolts for the Techno toy tuning Mustache bar, you'll want to get two M14 bolts, which are at a 2-point thread. You thread them on, and then you tighten them against, with two wrenches, tighten them against each other, and then you unbolt from the back of the differential. And then with that, the Techno toy tuning, I found it comes with this block with the two supplied bolts, which are about a 70mm bolt length. Unfortunately for the R200 long nose, you do not need this, and what you'll need to purchase from a hardware store is a bolt at a 40mm length. As well, with those bolts, make sure you get a class 8.8 bolt just to be strong enough, and as well some split washers for good measure and some high temperature thread locking compound. For the bolts, for the bushings, just get those really tight with the supplied locking nuts and bolts, and grease your energy suspension bushings that are supplied with the grease, and just finger tight once you get it up into the car itself, and of course bolt it up to the differential is helpful. Application, we're using the 83 differential front mount. You can tell by the one larger hump on the side for the exhaust. The 73 and 72 has a second tiny hump, and that one will work too. The 83 is a little bit stronger, so if you can get it, good to go with it. Another important thing on the swap is to use a 75 or later half shaft from the R200. Reason being is the one side, the driver's side, is a tiny bit shorter, so you want to make sure you grab those when you're getting the differential. When mounting and unmounting the half shafts, I found that a 14mm box end wrench that had a narrow wall fit in there great, and use a double box end wrench to remove them and install them for torque, which essentially is like this. So you have your one box end with your narrow head, piece that around, and you torque on it using a pry bar in between the half shafts. So one of the best things you can do for yourself when doing this install is hand tighten all the bolts. Don't wrench them down before you put it all together, because it'll just make your life a lot easier. Alright, once you have all of your bolts up and well tight, then go ahead and drop the vehicle onto its tires, and preferably have a load of 2 passengers, about 150 pounds each it says, and tighten all the bolts for bushings to torque spec. All the ones that don't have bushings should be already torqued. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe is truly appreciated, and we'll have more videos of this 240Z. We'll be working on the engine and the front suspension and doing some mods there, and as well bikes and coffee.